Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's edition of The Poet, the Pastor, and the Pundit podcast, opining on the intersection of faith and politics. We are members of a progressive Christian faith committed to embodying God's love in a fully inclusive way and to activating God's vision of shalom through the work of justice and peace. We take time each week to comment on current events through the lived experiences that have shaped us and through an ever-evolving faith that responds to the needs of those who suffer unjustly in our world. We share from the heart, and we thank you for tuning in. We are the poet, the pastor, and the pundit. Thank you for listening. Well, we are back. Welcome. We've had a little hiatus. I went on vacation. We celebrated the 250th anniversary.
Yes.
And we are back. And we are the poet, the pastor, and the pundit, opining, as is our wont, on the intersection of faith and politics. And we tend to have a lot to say about these matters.
Yes, we do.
So let's just check in because it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm hanging on.
Had fun at O'Hare is what I hear.
I was at O'Hare for what seemed like days. It was a perfect nightmare, actually.
That is my nightmare these days. I hate airports. I don't want anything to do with any of them again.
It was your worst nightmare.
Yeah. How are you?
I used to love airports.
Me too.
Me too.
And if I could have flown to work, from here to there, I would have done it. But
Yeah.
it's become quite a nightmare. I haven't
Yeah.
flown in a year.
It's not the flying part. I love that.
That's
It's
easy.
the airport
Yeah,
part.
Exactly. That's the nightmare.
Everything about it.
Yeah.
But other than that, because you weren't at an airport.
No, I wasn't. And I have to say, our church had a lovely July 5th outdoor service.
It was wonderful.
And
I'm sorry to have missed it.
it was special. It was very special. And not only myself, but other members of our church got to opine on their favorite places of being brought up. So I'm a Jersey girl. There was a Kansas girl. There was a Colorado boy. It was an awesome service and a great way to celebrate the 250th
Yes.
anniversary of our country's founding.
Yes.
I loved that service. It had great music. We talked also about this history's commitment to liberty and justice for all, and all of the work that we had to do to get there. And
Yes.
and part of what we talk about here is how all of that work is being reversed right before our very
Decimated.
eyes.
Yes.
And in fact, yesterday, I'd say about 50 of us locals,
Yeah.
Sycamore, DeKalb, there was a rapid response call that came out because ICE agents were on the scene
Really?
in DeKalb.
Yeah.
And there are many in the community that are being aware and sharing that information so that we can protect our more vulnerable neighbors and show our support for them and our opposition to ICE. Because ICE
Excellent.
has become Trump's little mini Gestapo, and it's not in our Constitution. It's not in who we are.
Good.
I love this community. We have this cadre of activists that are in touch with one another, and when something like that happens and there's a pop-up protest, people show up.
You bet.
And when there's a planned protest, I mean, it's a massive crowd.
Yes.
And when we get word that the city council or county council is about to take some action, we are there. We overwhelm them with numbers. We win votes. It's an amazing thing to watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just real quick, I've spent the last week on vacation. Spent almost all of it with my two grandkids.
Wonderful.
We went swimming, we played mini golf, we went for bike rides, we hit baseballs in the ballpark.
Oh, right.
I was a little kid again.
Yeah,
So,
It's great.
That's
Great.
wonderful.
yeah. So meanwhile, when last we met, we had been assured by our president, who never misleads us,
Oh, no.
that a peace deal had been made with Iran.
Imagine
Then we could
that.
all rest easy, and gas prices are coming down.
Uh-huh.
So what happened? Why am I paying $4.20 for a gallon of gas again? We didn't start bombing them all over, did we?
Hey,
No, but I think Antifa's behind it.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I know. I don't think he would do this.
Or George
willingly.
Clooney. Maybe George Clooney did it.
Yeah, it's hard to pin it down to just one person.
yeah.
You know, in the
George
in the
Clooney,
ministry.
Bruce Springsteen, Taylor Swift,
Oh, Taylor.
Antifa,
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah.
Yeah,
My fave, Iran aside, as
Yeah.
important as it is,
right?
I
Right.
think the telling event was the tear in our reflecting pool.
The 350-foot gash.
Done
Oh,
with a knife
no.
that Trump assured
Yeah.
us would never happen. And then it was reflected in the algae that bloomed over the entire reflecting pool. I
Right.
found that was an apt description. But lo and behold, it did have to be drained. What do you know?
And the drain showed damage to the pool, but it wasn't a 350-foot knife gash.
What was it?
They were tire marks from the president's cavalcade of vehicles driving through the mirror pool after the new paint was put down.
That's right. That's right. Well, it was
Put him in jail.
it was a
Yeah.
personal
Get that Olympian out of jail.
impersonal
Yes.
inspection and ego gone wildly adrift, and apparently taxpayers are going to pay for not only the
Oh,
first
of
one but
course.
the repaired one and then the replacement.
Yeah.
I don't see this being sustainable.
So I did read an article on this in terms of taxpayers paying. The insurance company won't cover it unless there was or proven damage done to it. So it was important for them to establish the vandals. So this company can. Otherwise, it would be the company's fault for putting down a bad product, and they would have to do the work again without getting paid.
Right.
But because Trump spent so much time talking about vandals and arresting people, their claim is we can pay this company a second time to do just the same company they're bringing back in.
And
They did a bang-up job the first time.
and the experts can list all the ways that job was improperly done. Not only the fact it was improperly done, but then Trump didn't allow it to seal.
Right.
To what do they call it? It needed
Adhere?
Adhere. It needed
Right.
time to do that.
Yes.
Gee.
But he rushed the process because he's
Had to be
such an
done by the
ego-
4th.
He's an egomaniac, and this is what you get when
Had to look
egomaniacs are in
good
charge.
for the masses of crowds that were coming to his 250th
Yes.
fair celebration.
Yes.
A
yes.
massive crowd.
Yes, I
Massive.
actually plan to stay away myself.
really?
I somewhere
The number
not
of
to be.
times, the number they had live performances on the stage. Nobody we would recognize, but they had like these bands and ensembles, and if it was a band of more than just 5 or 6, they frequently had more people on stage than they had watching it.
Yeah. And then we had the dancers who apparently they're tapping on the floor because the ceiling above them could fall down.
Boom! Yeah, they're rehearsing a dance thing, and this massive bank of lights goes crashing onto the stage, and the dancers are like, "It's just lucky it didn't fall on one. They would have badly injured, if not killed, somebody."
I wonder if they got his autograph for that. Maybe there's a spare Bible hanging around that he could put his
He auto pens
known
now.
yeah.
Boy.
Sorry. I swear to you, the only way I feel I'm getting through this monstrosity of a time period is to make fun of it because it's so dreadful to me.
Dreadful.
Yes. Dreadful.
That
and dangerous.
I could
And
cry
ugly.
all the time. I
Yes.
don't anymore because there's so many.
So, speaking of
Ludicrous.
crying,
Yes.
there are veterans who had intended to be buried at Arlington Cemetery, who are now saying they won't be,
Right.
because that arch that he's talking about putting up is a desecration of the property
Exactly.
itself.
And
Good for them.
I don't know who would disagree. I remember when Trump and his entourage trampled over Arlington for one particular family, and the staff at the cemetery were physically pushed aside, and there's
Really?
photographic proof of it. And I thought of all those veterans who deserved to be buried there,
Yes.
who in fact were being trampled on for one
Right.
man's ego.
It's disgusting.
I can't, it's hard to swallow it.
Easily one of the most moving experiences of my life. I was about 14 years old when I witnessed the changing of the guard at the
Yes.
tomb of the unknown soldier.
Oh, boy.
And it was incredible to watch them and to think about the disciplined life that they choose to live for, what is it, 18 months, 2 years? I don't know what the... but living in a barracks, but 2 o'clock, February, 2 a.m., February, 15 below, blizzard, they're out there.
Yes.
There's nobody around, but they are out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That tells you everything.
And for this man, who was a draft dodger, to now be head of state and in command of our armed troops and desecrating pieces and having no clue.
No.
His face is going to be put on our coins and dollar bills now.
And our passports.
Our passports
What?
passports are already being issued with his photograph on it.
I had
He's
not heard that.
torn down the
Oh,
east
that's a
wing and he's
desecration.
putting up his ball. Of course it is.
Oh my God.
Well,
There's an ironic thing that I'm laughing at, because I was due to get a replacement passport, because very like me, I put my original one in a very, very, very safe place. So safe indeed. I have no recollection of where it is, but no one can steal it from me, so there you go.
yeah.
And I thought, I'm not getting it with his face on it. And the thing is, the other reason why I don't want to have it when I travel is because we are the citizens who need to carry the passport. That means when I go to another country, I can't pretend I'm not a United States citizen
Right.
because I got Trump's face on my passport. And so what I would be forced to do is say, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm a lifelong resident, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
And-
doing that anyway.
not doing
So
that.
they've renamed the airport. Is it the one in
Miami?
Miami? Donald J. Trump Airport,
No.
Yeah.
which is awful.
Yeah.
But I want to go there and book a flight to Sioux City.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
when you do, your ticket reads DJT SUX. Donald J. Trump sucks.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because the airport code for Sioux City is
Yeah, that's
SUX.
Yeah. I think there's another one in Japan. That
Is
the
there?
same kind of thing. Yeah. I'm like,
Great.
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
That's.
I mean, you don't need a passport for national travel, just international.
No, but you could
It's-
use your passport as your ID.
Talk about a desecration, though. I'm sorry, it's a
No,
desecration.
Absolutely. That's the only word that works.
So it's two other things. We've talked about Iran and joked a bit about it, but there is no peace accord. As much as he was telling us it was over, we are back at it and bombing the heck out of each other. The strait is, if not closed, then completely under the control again of Iran, and they're taxing ships are being shot at.
Really?
Gas prices rose another 50 cents a gallon almost overnight. And who knows what the end of this is.
Exactly.
I do have a question about that. The waffling.
Yeah.
We aren't. Not to even mention the human cost, if not through death, through anxiety
Yes.
and depression.
And not just in the U.S. and not just in Iran. This has global
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So even without the human cost, I believe that there is a concerted effort among his supporters who make a huge amount of money, even declaring it's off or it's on. It's off or it's on.
Right.
In that interim, I believe stock trades are being made and deals are being
Yes.
cut, and there is a profit being made, and I am sure that Trump is in on it, him and his family.
Of course
And
they are.
Yes.
Someone said that the largest, like mafia organization, the most corrupt organization in the world is the United States government right now.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yes, it's horrific.
Well, he had to submit his financials, and the amount of money he declared for his first year as president it's an outrage.
Yeah.
It's an absolute outrage.
I think Biden's had about many pages, lined up. His was like many pages
Hundreds of pages.
lined up. I mean,
And
is it any wonder you question that or not?
And
Really?
yeah.
Emoluments clause, anyone?
So, one thing to celebrate, that the courts have been holding the line, and actions that were filed a number of months ago are now being processed by those courts, including a court that forced Donald Trump to make the first payment to E. Jean Carroll,
Yes.
$5.6 million.
Yes, we're happy.
He has appealed the second, 80 million? 88 million to E. Jean Carroll.
I don't recall.
The first was for the sexual
for the assault itself,
assault.
and then the other one's for
For
defamation of
defamation
character. Yeah.
after the
So two different.
yes,
Yeah.
and the second one was 80 some odd million.
Yeah, it was even more.
He's appealed that and lost every appeal, and it went to the Supreme Court, and they refused to even look at it. This is good news.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's saying, I'm going to file again. I want you to look. It's not going to happen. So the courts are holding line. We also, you and I talked about this morning, a court ruled on the Department of Justice agreement that
Yeah,
Todd
very
Blanche authored that exempted the president and all of his family from any past and future
And future.
tax fraud claims.
That's
When he
colossal.
already owes over $100 million to the IRS that is unpaid. A judge, not only this week, threw the agreement out,
Really.
Thank God.
wrote to the Bar Association saying Todd Blanche and anybody else who signed this need to go before the bar and either be disciplined, if not have their license removed. Because anybody who is a representative of the U.S. legal system who authors a document and signs a document like this. So the courts are holding the line.
And
that's
I
good.
feel like, for myself, it's like, whoa, in the nick of time, because I'm ready to give up, but now they're responding.
Right.
And I'm
Finally.
like, okay, we have a little bit of a reprieve. And, there's hope. And you always talk about hope. And that's the feeling I had.
Yes.
Okay, then there's some hope here.
Yes, we have to have some hope.
Yeah,
We have to.
yeah.
Well, then don't watch his
Okay.
live presentation tonight
And here's the
on the election results.
But-
Really?
the stations are refusing to give up their regular scheduled
Good.
programming.
Are
Well,
they?
Fox
All-
Fox will-
included.
Really?
Fox is
Fox
not?
included.
That's
ABC,
amazing.
NBC, CBS, MSNBC.
Well, of course, MSNBC won't show it.
So I think the whole legacy, which to me is a fabulous sign, especially if Fox joins them, because Trump has been decimating them and forcing them
Yeah.
through their knees. And if they're finally ready to stand up again, yay!
That's it. No.
I don't know who would listen.
I don't know who would either.
Well,
But
you
still.
know, diehards, I guess.
Did you see the press conference where he's sitting next to Zelensky?
No.
And somebody asked him a question, and he says, "Why don't you ask Putin a question?"
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
And what do you do if you're Zelensky in that situation?
No, this is the guy who mocked Joe Biden.
Yes.
Joe Biden is out there kicking ass, excuse me. calling people, to task.
Yes.
And this guy not only falls asleep, but uses the wrong name.
He's at the G7 falling asleep. He's at the NATO summit falling asleep. He wakes up and he calls Zelensky Putin.
Oh my God.
And it's, yeah.
And we're so proud.
God help us.
I know.
He falls asleep.
Right. Which, he's
Well,
old.
he's a human being, but
Right,
come on.
I get it.
What right does he have to be king of the world?
No. Yeah, one of the more interesting things for me to watch is how the leaders of our former allied countries
Yeah.
are going to now start responding.
Airspace is one.
Well, they've been very careful in their public statements not to say anything to alienate themselves from him.
Right.
At some point, that's going to stop. I look at somebody like Tucker Carlson. He has become so anti-Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And everybody is. Everybody is. Those who are not saying so publicly know that Trump has some power over them
Yes.
that they fear.
right.
Right. And
It's
everybody knows that.
Yes. And at what point does that begin to shift?
Well, it's a
Well-
good question.
Even in our own country, it was bad enough when he was nailing immigrants from the south of the border,
Right.
not only Mexico. They're rapists, they're asylum, kicking them out, they're, all this.
Drug dealers,
I mean,
murderers,
It was hard to hear that.
shithole
It's-
country.
It's
Okay,
disgusting.
then with that, and then they're eating the cats and the dogs. And just recently, was it at the NATO conference? And he said something like, "Well, we're not going to do business with Spain. They're
Right.
not nice people. They're nasty people. They're horrible people." And I'm like,
What?
"You're talking
The-
about a country."
The Spanish Prime Minister is one of the few who will not lick his boots. And is very public in his disdain for him.
Well, good.
And so, yes.
And
that's-
Italy's close behind. So
That's the
some
way
of
the
them
child
really-
reacts.
Hey,
But,
what about France?
France?
Macron has been, at times he has been critical, but he's also
He's still-
sycophantic when
yeah.
he needs to be.
I thought he did an interesting job in getting Trump to sign a document that he didn't know what he was
Right.
doing.
Everybody knows. Just flatter the man,
Yeah.
Sure.
and you get what you want from
Yep.
him.
I've
It's
been
a
watching
fairly
some
simple
clips
deal.
from Bastille Day,
Oh, yeah.
and the international military presence in parades in honor of Bastille Day for France has been awesome. And then there have been photos of the dignitaries that are there. And 10 years ago, our president was kind of front and center.
Yeah.
And now he's nowhere to be seen.
Persona non
Yeah,
grata.
he's taking a nap somewhere.
So I'm going to do one more thing before we do our closing remarks, and just make a comment or two about the World Cup.
Oh,
Two things
yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah, please.
You want the good news or the bad news first?
Oh, any news. That was
We'll do
yeah,
the
that-
bad news first
yeah.
and on a
Get it out of the
positive
way.
note.
Yeah.
Donald Trump single-handedly killed the U.S. team's chances
Oh,
in that game against Belgium. They were the most exciting U.S. team to watch in decades,
Really.
and had all this energy, and they were unifying around their collective sort of pain and sense of anger that one of their star players got an unfair red card and couldn't play in the next game. But they were going to show up the angry underdogs. That was
Yeah.
their karma.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Donald Trump calls the president of FIFA and gets him to overturn the red card and allow the player to play.
Good Lord.
And I remember texting my brothers and saying, we're going to wish he hadn't done this.
Oh, yes.
And when we went out against Belgium, I mean, the whole world was angry at us now.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the whole team just looked like they didn't want to be there. They went from this team with great energy and enthusiasm and hope and effort to a team that looked like they didn't even want to be on the field.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that tells the whole story.
It does. It does.
But then the good news.
Please.
You know, we're talking about an America that demonizes the immigrant population. You just talked about that. What the World Cup has done has brought those
Yes.
populations from around the world here,
Fabulous.
and we suddenly wake up and realize that if we can eat with them, walk with them, go to a ball game and root for them and with them,
Yeah.
talk to them,
Amazing.
we don't hate them.
Yeah, right.
We discovered that America was always at its best when it welcomed in these
Absolutely.
cultures from around the world and said,
Absolutely.
you belong here, and we're doing that now. It's for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we're falling in love with the world all over
Yes,
again.
yes, you're right.
and the
It's
lady
awesome.
with the lamp,
Yeah.
as she said,
Right.
give me your poor.
You're tired, you're poor, you're huddled masses, yearning
to
to
be
be free.
free.
We're dancing in the streets with them. We're going out
yes.
to bars and drinking beers with them. We're the KU band, as we heard Amy talk about, showed up and learned the Algerian national anthem,
kidding.
the KU marching band, and showed up where the Algerian team was practicing in was it Wichita? I don't know what.
No, Lawrence.
Lawrence, Kansas.
Kansas.
Lawrence, Kansas.
Right.
Yeah.
The heart of the
And I remember just
Story.
hearing about that, feeling inspired.
Yes.
It just,
exactly.
this is our best. You're right. This is us
this is what
at
we're.
our best.
This is what we were set
and
up
we don't
to
need
do.
to be on the field.
And watching
Right.
video after video after video of people from around the world talking about how wonderful the American people are, and how friendly they've been, and how easy they are to talk to, and it's been amazing.
Yes,
Well,
you're
that-
absolutely right. You're
It's-
absolutely right.
yes.
That was fabulous.
A friend of mine texted me. He and his son went to, it was Brazil against Belgium, and it was a friendly match like 4 days before. They were just both getting their teams. And it was in Cleveland, and he took his son Max, who's 12, loves soccer, to the game. And he didn't realize as they were riding the light rail in that it was also Pride Fest Day in Cleveland. And he says, John, I want you to imagine the entire Brazilian fan base riding the light rail with the LGBTQ pride crowd. He said it was a party.
Yeah.
And people were introducing themselves. And, if you've ever seen Mardi Gras in Brazil,
Yeah.
right?
Great.
Wow.
He said it was a delight the whole day.
How fun.
Oh, how wonderful to have that.
And it wasn't, I just remember, it wasn't Belgium, it was Egypt. Because they wanted to all sing the Egyptian national anthem, but nobody knew the words. And there was somebody from Egypt here and a Brazilian who knew Spanish or French, and they knew French, and they were translating, and everybody started singing the Egyptian national anthem because the Egyptian and the Brazilian found a common language and they could translate for everybody.
That's the whole story.
That's the world we
That
want.
is-
to
that
live in.
is the world
and
we
it is
want.
there. We don't have to wish it were there. It is there.
Yeah, it is there.
It is here.
So your last word.
It is here.
It is here. Let us take notice,
Yes.
celebrate it,
Yes.
preserve it.
Preserve it. Love it.
And you.
What's my shirt say?
Save democracy, resist, persist, prevail.
Right on.
You go, girl,
That's my final word.
Yes. It's
with
good.
your pearls.
With my pearl,
RBG.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yes. Yes.
Always.
And my last word, we are in this together.
Yes.
We are going to get through this.
Yes.
We need each other. Hang in there. We are the poet, the pastor, the pundit, opining on the intersection of faith and politics. Until next time, be well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Suddenly, I feel this
Uplift.
Yeah.
If
I didn't come in that way, John. I didn't
know.
come in that way.
I have a hard time, like everybody.
Like I say, we need each other.
Well, another week has come and gone. We have done our best to give you all something to think about from the perspective that we have as progressive faith seekers. We invite you to tune in each week as we, the poet, the pastor, and the pundit, opine on the intersection of faith and politics. Thank you for listening.